Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Meg's How-To Videos, where today I received these two items in the mail to do a review video on. So, in this video, we will be reviewing the Kaiweets brake fluid tester modeled KVBF01. But if you're interested, feel free to check out my review video on this Kaiweets bore scope. But with that said, let's start with the unboxing. So whenever it comes to an unboxing, I always like to make note when a company puts the image of the product on the outside of the box. To me, it really makes it seem more professional as well as more of like a high-end product, even if it's a very cheap product, because if anything, it makes it stand out compared to its competitors. So I do like the whole visual that they got going on there. On the back side here, looks like it states that it works for .3 for 5.1. It does have a little caution message here on how it works, so if you want to pause, you can read it, as well as if you want to scan any of the QR codes here, you can feel free to pause the video and do that. But with that said, let's open her up. Alrighty, so first thing, we have the manual. Again, if you want to read it, feel free to pause the video. I'm just going to really quickly show you. All right, there's that side. And there's that side. All right, so we got the manual. We have the brake fluid tester itself. It's got a nice little screen. There's the two metal prongs, and it comes with a set of AAA batteries. That's nice. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. Cool. Let's go test her out. Now, before we get into testing, I figured I'd take a brief moment to discuss why it may be beneficial for you to purchase a brake fluid tester. That and what are the differences between the different brake fluids. As of this video, I have been a vehicle mechanic for over 10 years, and honestly, it wasn't until Kaiweets reached out asking if I'd be interested in reviewing this product that I even know that this product existed. With that said, manufacturers usually recommend that you replace your brake fluid once every 2 years. Now, do I do that? Not really. I've worked on so many vehicles that were 20 plus years old that a good chunk of them probably never had their brake fluid ever changed and their brakes work just fine. However, whenever it comes to safety, I always recommend that you follow the manufacturer's recommendations. But if you're somebody who can't afford replacing your brake fluid once every 2 years, or you can't visually identify if the fluid is good or not, then this tool might be good for you. With that said, what are the different types of brake fluids? Well, there's .3, .4, .5, and .5.1. Before you go jumping in the comments asking, hey, what happened to .1 and 2? To my understanding, those are mineral-based oils that are not used in the mechanic industry. So since it's not on the vehicle, there's no point in me diving further into them. This tool is able to identify or is able to test .3, 4, and 5.1. And the reason behind that is because they are all glycol-based fluids. Visually, they otherwise come out to be clear or yellow, but besides that, the real only difference between those fluids is that their chemical structure is slightly different, so they have different boiling points. Again, these fluids are practically the same, so they are interchangeable, and if you were to accidentally mix these fluids together, you wouldn't have to worry about it causing any issues with your brake system. Now, we do recommend that you try to maintain the same fluid in the system, but again, they are interchangeable. .3 was commonly used up to the late 90s, early 2000s, until 2006 when .4 became the new standard. It wasn't until recently, with the development of hybrid and electric vehicles, was the need for .5.1 to be created. Again, the only difference between them is their boiling points. So Dot 3 has a lower boiling point than dot 4, and dot 4 is lower than dot 5.1. There is one other brake fluid that we are going to want to talk about, and that is dot 5. Okay, now dot 5 is in its own category altogether. It's been around since the 1970s, and it is a silicone-based fluid. And because of that silicone, it sort of gives it a purplish tint. So visually, it's pretty easy to identify the difference between dot 5 and the rest of the brake fluids. In no case should you ever mix dot 5 with any other brake fluid. They are not interchangeable, and it will cause issues with your brake system. On that note, let's test this product out. So here you can see I put together a little spread of different brake fluids, as well as one I contaminated and another that I'm about to contaminate. To begin, we're going to turn on the testing pen. All right, and then we're going to start with dot 3. So I already have it on dot 3, and we're going to submerge the little metal prongs into the fluid. You hold it there for about 3 seconds or so, and it'll detect if it's good or not. So green means that it is good, so I can hold down this button here, and it will lock in the data, so it's easier to see. But yeah, it says that it is 1.6%, which the range reads between 0 to 4%. Anything that is over 2% is bad. Yeah, so it's under 2%, which means that this fluid is still good. Going to take a second to clean off the brake fluid. And I'm going to change it to dot 4. And again, we're going to submerge it into the fluid. Okay. Here you can see we got, again, 1.6 with dot 4. So that fluid is good. Clean off prongs again. Set it to 5.1. And again, we're going to test this one. So dot 5 reads 1.4, so the dot 5 is good. So now we're going to move on to the ones I have contaminated or will be contaminating. So this one right here, I chopped up some debris to put in there, as well as put a little bit of water, like barely any, to sort of replicate bad fluid. So here I am using dot 3 in this one, and we're going to submerge this. And you can see that the light has turned yellow and we have a alarm going off. So that tells us that this fluid is bad and needs to be replaced. All right. So this fluid over here, I'm going to strictly add water. Put a little bit in there. And that's going to signify moisture building up in your brake fluid reservoir. So over time, moisture might get in there, and if you have too much, again, that's what causes your brake fluid to eventually go bad. So here we're going to submerge the pen again. And you can see it is turned red. So it is detected that it's got a high level of moisture, and that needs to be replaced immediately. Well, now that we're all done testing out this product, it's time for my favorite part of the review video, and that is the actual review. So I'll be rating this product on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, over 4 different categories. All right, so the first category is appearance. Now, I might be a little biased when it comes to this one, because for those who don't know, I am a Milwaukee Tool fan, so I really do like this whole black on red color pattern they got. But besides that, it's fairly lightweight and fits pretty comfortably in your hand. It's got these little grooves put into the plastic side for grips, and the screen is a decent size. So overall, I would definitely give it a 5 out of 5 for appearance. The next category is features. Now, Again, it's got a decent sized digital screen, but on top of that, besides just showing the percentages and everything, it also illuminates green, yellow, and red to indicate how good your fluid is. It also emits an alarm tone if your fluid is going bad, or an even louder tone if it is absolute trash, like that fluid needs to be replaced immediately. It also has this little button here that you're able to press to help freeze frame the data, so that's nice to be able to view. As well as this little clip here so you can hang it on, your pants or a belt. When doing some research and looking at some of the competitors, I noticed that one had like a little flex head here that extended a little further out so you could get in more tight spaces. And I was also thinking, you know what, you could also improve this thing by installing rechargeable batteries. So those are a few things that they could improve on, and because of that, I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5 for features. The next category is price. Currently, this thing goes online for about $13.99 USD, which, I mean, it's not expensive, but when you compare it to its competitors, that's about the average price. So with that said, I have to give it a 3 out of 5 for price. The last and most important category, and that is performance. How well did this tool do? Well, from the tests, you could see that it was able to test the .3, .4, and .5.1 with no problem. And of course, it did a very good job identifying the different moisture levels in the 2 contaminated brake fluids that I had. So because of that, it did its job and it did it good. So I have to give it a 5 out of 5 for performance, which overall gives us what, a average of 4.5 out of 5, or either a 9 out of 10. I definitely have to recommend this tool because of that. If you're possibly interested in buying one of these, feel free to find my affiliate link down in the description, and I will also have a discount code so that you can save a little extra. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button below, that, and subscribe to my channel to see more how-to videos or product reviews. If this video helped you out, or you have an idea for another video, please let me know in the comments below. But until next time, God bless and good luck.